We're live.
Episode 2. Let's
Cool.
go.
Episode 2. You should have started recording 10 minutes ago, but it's all good. We were talking about some life stuff.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Black man in the chat.
Episode 2. Cheers.
Man. Ooh. Anyway, bro.
Yeah, well, we were talking about. Oh, we were saying like how many people do what we're doing right now? Like how many people actually take the initiative and start something?
Right.
We're probably a small number of people who are doing a podcast in a Starbucks at this time tonight.
Absolutely.
You know, because a lot of people, I think you said it's like they're timid.
Yeah, a lot of
Or is it a stage fright sort of thing? They don't want to start something because they're afraid of getting themselves out there.
Right.
Or just going, you know what, today's the day. It's time to hit the gym. It's time to ask that girl out. It's time to do the things that they're putting on.
That's the mindset to not have, right?
Yeah.
It's crazy because a lot of people they let fear. Like I literally just made like real about this, how people let fear win. Even though it's false evidence of appearing real.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, throughout the day, they literally let fear take over.
Yeah.
To the point where it's like, man, if you just let fear win, you're not gonna ever accomplish anything. You're not gonna have the balls per se to go inside the Starbucks and do a podcast and see random people walking through Starbucks, see people at the other end of the Starbucks doing their own thing.
Yeah.
And we're just over here having the second episode of the Black Man in the Chat, right?
Yeah. People walked up, so what are you guys doing? We not pause the video, but we pause our conversation and probably enlighten them and
For sure. We probably invite them in.
pull up and share. You have anything of value to say for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, an hour, it's down.
Yeah.
To go back to what you're saying, though, I really like what you said, where a lot of people let fear win.
Right.
And you know a lot of.
Right.
Is there anything that you see that's kind of in like the friend pools you run into, either at the gym or you worked at ICS, or maybe previous life chapters like high school, middle school, or college? You know what I mean? Like
Memory lane.
like memory lane, yeah. Or like more so like what is normally held again? What like
I would say what's holding up a lot of people, like especially when it comes to fear. Like I'll give some examples for each demographic, each facility, each venue, each When it comes to to the gym, right? There's a lot of people that they don't want to go to the gym to begin with because they don't want other people to judge them, right?
Yeah.
To the point where if they make that first step inside the gym, now they don't know to necessarily do it.
Yeah.
Now they think that all eyes are on them when really don't. People honestly don't care about you being in the gym because you actually made that first step to be in the gym, right?
Yeah.
So when it comes to fear, I would say a lot of people have that fear to even get there to begin with. It's like they question themselves so much to the point it's like, man, I don't know what people are gonna say about me. I'm the way I'm gonna be some kind of a flubber here and there. But I say my sons make that first transition within the gym and actually continuously do it.
Yeah.
Oh, the fear is gonna eventually get away from you, right? It's gonna eventually be fearful of you.
It like dissipates.
It dissipates.
It dissipates
Yeah.
and then it goes away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because a lot of people, that's the main thing when it comes to gender is fear. They don't want to do certain things that people are going to judge them about. They don't want to do them wrong. They don't want to get people talking about them. It's like
Do something embarrassing.
do something embarrassing, right?
Yeah.
Do like a limp wrong, have some terrible form.
Yeah.
You got dudes that go to the gym that skip leg day. Leg day is the most important thing you should be doing because it's the foundation, right?
Yeah.
Foundation is the most important aspect
Yeah.
within the gym.
Absolutely.
But a lot of people are scared to just do legs. But they focus so much on the upper body strength or if you forget about your legs, do another upper body strength. You got to think about it rather than when you're building like a house. The foundation is the most part of the entire house, right?
When it stands on, right?
Exactly.
When you stand.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
And that's the main thing when it comes to fear to the gym. There's other atmospheres and demographics when it comes to gym, right?
Yeah.
I would say when it comes to like school in general, like we can literally talk about we could jump into high school. We could skip the middle school, elementary, and so forth, right?
A little too young.
Right.
Yeah, after saying middle school is like,
Yeah. Exactly.
too young. It's in the past. Forget about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like high school, when it comes to fear, there's so many different kind of cliques, right? The point where me, I was always like the middleman. I was always the person that I could talk to anyone. I could talk to like a gang member, or I could talk to a successful white man with no judgment. You know what I'm saying? Or I could talk to the emo kid, or I could talk to the disabled kid. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people, when it comes to school in general, they kind of just focus so much into their own split, right? To the point where it's like you really don't want to step outside your comfort zone anymore because you're so comfy with your people.
Yeah.
And this is why when it comes to trying out for like a certain team, like basketball per se, right? Yeah, say for example, there's like 5,000 kids that go to a high school, but then only 60 people, guys or girls, try out for the basketball team, and only 10 to 15 of the kids actually make it on the basketball team, right?
What's interesting that you said right there is 60 try.
Right.
So they go, hey, I have enough self-belief to go give it a shot, literally.
And they might let, and it's crazy because they might let fear win. You're right.
Yeah.
Everything stems back to that false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
It's like, I can make the basketball team. I don't look like it. They're gonna judge. I'm not gonna basketball. I'm not gonna. All these
That
excuses.
comparison being there too of saying like, oh, well, I'm not as good as my friend who's trying out the same day I am. I don't hold a candle compared to him. So I'm just gonna lean back.
Lean back and not even try.
Yeah, not even voting for yourself.
Not even voting for yourself.
Yeah.
Speak on that. Voting for yourself.
Voting for yourself.
Yeah. Speak on that. On any atmosphere, on any.
I don't know. It's kind of like before we started recording, I'm voting on myself this month. Like, I'll be honest, I've got a little squishy when it comes to like being consistent at the gym.
Go ahead.
stuff.
Yeah, let's see the squishy.
Squishy.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Right?
That's that confidence.
It's I weigh 202. I usually like to weigh 185. That's where I put my greatest.
Yeah.
I let life, winter, an injury, you can make whatever excuse, right? I allowed excuses for me to be who I am right now. And I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel intense, right? I feel like an urge to be better.
Right.
So I'm voting on myself for this month, right before getting hard. I was like, you know what? I really want to be consistent with what the faithful of doing the list of things that I'm doing. Do better. Some of it's physical, some of it's mental, some of it's, like just keeping it going. I have a 10 to 10, planned where it's like I won't access my phone after 10 in the morning or before 10 in the morning, and then before 10 at night. Now I might like readjust it. Maybe I find out that maybe 9's better, maybe 8's better.
Yeah.
Because I know it affects your sleep, it affects your cognitiveness, it affects your pretty much ambition. Because if you're just sitting there scrolling and getting all these dopamine hits from either Instagram or YouTube video, even if these are personal development things, which I like to plug into, you're just draining yourself.
For sure.
Every once in a while, yeah, it's okay. But when you're staying up late, which I'll be honest, I'm staying up pretty late.
Really?
Just- Let's see. So it's actually got to the point where I stayed up today so consistently that now I can't go to bed until like 3, 4. Just tossing and turning, not even having my phone around me. But since I just did that screen time until midnight, 11, it fires my brain up where I want to stay. And then I wake up tired, so then I don't go to the gym in the morning. I go to the gym at night, or I go after work, and that affects me. It's like, no, I want to be on this morning gym.
For sure.
So that's like one of those adjustments. So I'm voting on myself this month to get some of my ducks in a row. Not all of them, but a lot of things. It's like the keystone or what's the word? Cornerstone habit. Yeah, my friend and I went to the gym the other day. We were talking about how the gym is like a cornerstone habit. He said that he feels way more ambitious than I. He feels way more excited, energized, more outgoing, like all these crazy things you wouldn't think of are related to the gym, but they all stem from that cornerstone habit. Would you relate to that?
I would say, absolutely. When it comes to just working out in general, your physical health, that's one of the 6 laws of life, right?
Yeah.
So if you forget that 6 laws of life when it comes to physical health, you're not going to be on point.
Yeah.
You're gonna be missing certain things when it comes to life in general. Like,
Yes.
people will be looking at you from the outside, right? Because everyone judges, right? Everyone judges,
You can't help it. We do,
right?
you know?
And
It's not like you judge them like, oh, that's a bad person,
Right.
but you just go, oh, from their outward appearance and how they show themselves, I got an idea or at least like a guess of who this person is.
right.
Yeah.
And then that right there stems and trickles down within yourself. It's like, man, I want to go to the gym, but man, I gotta play with video games. I gotta play Madden. I gotta play FIFA.
Yeah.
Man, I want to get that girl off the gym, but I don't go to the gym. I don't want to work with myself to the total approaches for women at the gym, right?
Yeah.
And that's a huge issue with a lot of men nowadays, right? Because when it comes to voting on yourself, a lot of these dudes don't.
Yeah.
They vote on the pornography. They vote on the drugs. And I'm talking about illegal drugs, right? I'm talking about video games.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
There's a mix.
they right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about like certain things like that.
Yeah.
Right? It's the point where they're not voting on themselves. They're literally voting on the dopamine that they're going to be receiving from checking out that fine girl on Instagram.
Yeah.
And not knowing that, or knowing that they have a girlfriend. Right?
Yeah.
That's wondering, like, when is my man going to step up, step out of his comfort zone and drop all the old bad habits, right?
Such a terrible position I think to be in.
Man.
For both of them, where it's like the guy knows he's capable of more.
Right.
He's afraid to do that.
Right.
And the girl being like, all right, I'm hanging on. I trust this guy. We build a relationship together no matter the length of time. It's like I'm voting for him.
Right.
Can he just please freaking vote on himself?
Do something, man.
Yeah, do something. He has to say, yeah, I'm not looking for this perfect, but
Right.
go put in some effort. Go
Yeah.
get some wins over here. You know? And like kind of go back to the gym. It's like it's not really specifically your target.
Yeah.
What's the idea of just getting those wins? The gym is just an easy thing to say, like, oh yeah, go to the gym, get these wins, because those are very physical, tangible things that are related to you.
For sure.
Oh, if I go to the gym and work out, guess what? I get bigger, stronger, tougher, all that stuff.
Eventually, right?
Eventually,
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, a lot of people, when it comes to the gyms, but we could talk about the gym for the next 5 hours if we want, right?
I feel like we should.
For sure.
We would want to. Probably not. Probably not. But it's just such a good baseline example of
Absolutely.
betterment and how years to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's when it comes to the gym, a lot of people go to the gym, but they don't see the results, right? They don't see the results because the gym is, when it comes to physical health, the gym is like 10% of your physical health. It's what you do outside of the gym that kind of stuff, right? It's what you eat. It's how you sleep.
Yeah.
Do you fast?
Yeah.
Do you know anything about fasting? Right? Do you actually get enough water intake?
Yeah.
Right? What do you eat? Do you drink alcohol? Do you smoke cigarette after your workout? Or do you smoke some weed?
Yeah.
Right?
Makes you hungry.
Right?
Yeah.
But then again, too, I actually know a lot of people that can smoke a lot of weed, still function properly. But however, they
Absolutely.
right. But however, they know that there needs to be some moderation to anything you do.
Yeah.
Right.
Some people use it for creativity.
Yeah.
You know? Like when I do edibles, I think I told you this. I've done edibles and I do ones. Now I go like here and there, not very one good. That's actually one of the things. It's I mean, I don't, I like to use it because it makes me look at my life.
Okay.
When you're under an influence, something kind of distorts your brain and that I don't want to use it because I'm not, but it just kind of disrupts your normal way of thinking.
Yeah.
Enough to where it's like, what am I doing? I've had a lot of opinions about that stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of breakthroughs because I go, what? I'm doing this really dumb bullshit thing. I really should stop that. And I give part of it to edibles because of not vouching to do them, making a choice.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like just for me personally, that's what I do less for, but not this one.
Okay.
I only do it like if you want to.
Okay.
So it's under moderation. It's just sometimes when I want a little, either kick back after like a long week or whatever, I'll start thinking critically of fun.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I use it that way.
That's awesome. Dude, so when it comes to like edible and smoking weed, right? It's, it is legal here in Nevada, right?
Yeah.
Would you say whenever you enter and you consume on that, what is the difference between when you're sober and when you're not fully sober? Is there a big difference with your thinking?
At least for me, I'm very, very sensitive to everything. So if I drink like this day, 2 light beers, I could be buzzed.
Yeah.
Where a lot of people are like, oh, it doesn't affect me. Like some people I know are like, they can drink like shot after shot after shot, and they finally feel it after like 2 shots. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But for me, if I take 1 shot, I'm done. So it's like a distorted reality, right? So I'd say like when you take like an edible, I don't believe in putting in some lungs outside of air. But like when I take an edible, it's like it transforms your way of thinking. It almost feels like you're a different person, or like I said, you're looking at yourself from a different perspective.
Right.
So it's kind of like, you know, my blind spots. When I take an edible, I think critically and I go, okay, what is this person's agenda? What are the strengths? What are the weaknesses? What is he procrastinating on? What is he trying to build in his life?
So you pretty much go deep in thoughts.
I go incredibly deep. I write. I have like
Take notes. You need
if you want, like do with that source whatever you want. Right? That's what I utilize. What I notice that's what it kind of brings out of me too.
Yeah.
I know some people that be like, oh, I don't get that. Like I just want to eat. Yeah, I
So
mean,
you get like
it affects you differently. Each person, like there's no. It's kind of like it's like a specific gym workout. It doesn't work for everybody because you know there's people that are 5'8", there's people that are 6'2", there's people that are 230 pounds, there's people that are 130 pounds. So just to say like, oh, this works for everybody isn't necessarily fair to say. So I think that's kind of how I see it. It just affects me in that way, and I like it every once in a while. So that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I see you, Chad.
Yeah.
So let's go back to voting on yourself, right?
Sure, voting on yourself.
So I think that's the main topic that we're going to talk about today is just voting on yourself.
Yeah.
You know,
Which we didn't this, but here it is.
and
I love it. It's just go.
shoot from the hip.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to vote for yourself, right? But at the same time, a lot of people they struggle. It's crazy because I just say, man struggle with voting on themselves. Those now to the point where women still right. Women are even getting better if voting on themselves than men are. It's crazy, right? But at the same time, it can be a big difference, right? It depends how you feel. When it comes to men voting on themselves and kind of it can go in different routes, right? When it comes to men voting on themselves, a lot of men don't have a personal development. Yeah. To the point where they just kind of go with the flow of life. And once you just kind of go with the flow of life, you know, you aren't ambitious. When you are doing what your old buddies used to do, even though you know deep down inside that's not getting you anywhere in life, right?
It's not satisfaction. It comes to a point where you get
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I think a lot of these guys nowadays, if you ask the random male to go cold approach a woman per se, and don't act weird, and don't even flirt with her on a sexual level. A lot of these men, these men nowadays, they can't do it. You know, it's wild to me because a lot of these women, they're seeing that. A lot of women are smarter than men when it comes to a lot of things.
Oh yeah. They
A lot
can
of
read.
they can
like
read
a book.
for sure.
Yeah.
And that's smarter than men because men and women are we're different things. We're different beings. It's a good thing, right?
Yep.
And it's crazy. A lot of these men nowadays are so stubborn. They literally let their egos get higher, right? Than the higher self. Yeah. Instead of letting their higher self be bigger than their egos. We all have egos, right?
Yeah.
It can be a good thing to know how to pull it down a bit, right?
Yeah.
And when you know how to bring it out of yourself at the right time with the right people.
Can I add to that?
Oh, go ahead.
So going back to like breakthroughs I was talking about.
Yeah.
So there's like the ego, right?
Yeah.
That's what you think you want. And so that's like what you go like, oh, I think of myself, this is who I am,
Yeah.
right? I'm this, that, all that, that chips.
Yeah.
A little bit fun you want to say.
Right.
But it's like, okay, what is the reality? What are you really? Like when you were to look at yourself from a third person perspective,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Like there's I don't know if I should say like
Yeah,
name
yeah,
drop some places, but let's just
Yeah.
say Qdoba, right? Let's just hear fully in Qdoba.
for sure.
But you got this mindset like it's big, and there's nothing wrong with working at Qdoba. I'm just saying you're trying to better yourself. You're like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'm a very successful guy. I do this, this, and this. But then if you truly look at life and go, hey, working at a place called Qdoba, making burritos for people, I get mixed answers back from them. They're either nice or they're mean.
For sure.
But at the end of the day, this is what you're doing. Are you satisfied with that? You can be. But if you're truly not, you keep living in this fantasy ego world where you're like, yeah, I'm doing better than most people on this and that. Are you really?
Right.
And if you like bring yourself down and go, okay, what are the actual facts?
Right.
Wow, it's kind of eye opening.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's eye opening because I think a lot of people kind of have this facade where it's like, okay, this is my outward appearance. I want everyone to see this.
Yeah.
But don't get into my life. Because you don't want to see that. It's not pretty.
Right.
Right. Your room's a mess, your car's a
Everything's
mess,
a mess. Yeah.
your life, yeah, your inside.
Your mind's just a mess.
Yeah, your diet's a mess. It's like a lot of things are a mess. That's totally cool.
Yeah.
You fix that stuff.
Right.
But I think a lot of people build that buffer where it's like their ego is like their shield because they're trying to defend themselves from themselves. That makes sense.
For sure.
It's like, oh yeah, I got this great idea of who I am where I'm going with life,
Right.
but this is really who I am. But there's this idea.
Right.
I see a lot of people in the business, maybe even me to some extent.
I think we all have to a certain degree.
Yeah, where it's like we have this business owner, I'm showing up to this meeting.
Oh, yes, please. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Appreciate that.
You take one of each.
Oh,
Oh,
you
it's just the-
make it my day. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Have a good
Awesome.
one.
Are you too?
You too. What was your name?
I'm Nicola.
Nicola. Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Appreciate it.
welcome.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean,
Really good cookie.
yeah,
Spread.
eating good during podcast. Food is good.
Eating good. Wow, look at that sun.
Yeah, sun's popping.
Awesome. We could do fix that.
I
I'm
think-
like this.
I think you scoot forward, Chad, if you move your head.
Actually can't.
Yeah, I
I'm
think.
like hitting the table.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all good though.
Okay.
I'm just slowly
You're just,
silhouette.
you're just like a god right
Stay
now.
tuned. Stay tuned. All this music. Not
But yeah, honestly, it's to stem off of that, right?
Yeah.
You just say a lot of people like lying about themselves, right?
That's actually a good subject to bring up next.
Speak on it.
So, what's your opinion of arrogant?
Of
Being
arrogance.
arrogant. So I just listened to a podcast right before I got here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to drop the name or not right now.
Right.
You probably guess who.
For sure.
But he's like, you should be an arrogant man. So the world tells you don't be arrogant, but you should, on certain levels, be arrogant where you believe in yourself.
Okay.
Where you're like, oh yeah, I can run to that mountain back in 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
That's still a bit arrogance.
For sure.
But it's also like that inner core belief where it's like, you vote on yourself. You're
Nice.
arrogant, but you're voting on yourself. He's like, even if you're not there yet,
Yeah.
have that belief that you're the best in the room. Not like an arrogant thing, but it's just like,
Okay.
hey, no one here is better than me. I'm on their level.
Yeah, I think when it comes to,
What's your perspective on that?
yeah, I would say when it comes to being arrogant, I think that's the wrong term the guy used. That's not the right term.
Not arrogant. Okay.
Yeah, I would say the correct term would probably be, you gotta have confidence, man. You gotta be confident.
Yeah.
You can once you have confidence, you have conviction. Once you have conviction, you have stoicism,
Right.
right? And as a man, who's stoic, convicted, confident, right? You can truthfully say to others, you don't have to say anything. Peel back the layers, just peel back. You don't need to say anything because the outside world, they're gonna see that, oh man, Chad Pressburger, oh, Kevin Wowo, yeah. He's very convicted with what he does with his mind. Wow,
Yeah.
he's very confident too.
Yeah.
Very stoic. I mean, he can be funny too, right?
Yeah.
At the same time, he can be very humble. Right? So when it comes to being arrogant, I would say that could be a negative connotation. Right?
Absolutely.
To the point where,
Think of like a boss, or
right,
an in-law who's arrogant. You're like, I can't stand that person.
exactly. So I would say that could be more of an arrogant, right?
Yeah.
Arrogance, right?
Arrogance.
Which there could be a positive version, right? There could be pros and cons to everything in
Yeah.
Right? They could be positive and negative to everything.
Like you could be really humble or you could be over the top humble,
Exactly.
where you're just in that negative realm.
For sure.
You know, you're too humble.
For sure.
You know,
For
yeah,
sure. So I would say with the arrogance, right? I wouldn't really use that word. I would just say confidence, right?
okay,
To every single man should have confidence, for sure.
okay,
But it can take some time.
Right.
It can take some time to the point where you're gonna have to struggle. You're gonna take an L. Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be a loss or a lesson. You decide on how you see that L, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it could be when it comes to arrogance, when it comes to confidence, and everything needs it, even women.
Yeah.
Even women confidence, right? Right. Even though I would say women can be built with confidence because they're born, the women are growing up. When the girls are growing up to be a lady and a woman, they receive so much confidence, right? To the point where it wouldn't give them like an ego per se. No, it would give them confidence within to actually know that, man, okay, this person is probably gorgeous. I'm kind of gorgeous. Maybe I should do my hair on, but maybe I should go to like beauty school and do what I gotta do and make the world beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I can do this like this hair spray and make her look gorgeous.
Yeah.
Because I feel gorgeous.
Yeah.
Because this person said I'm gorgeous, right? So it could trickle down. But then again, too, you take that all in, it could become arrogant. It could become ego driven. It could become narcissistic, right? Right.
Yeah.
So at the same time, it just depends how you take certain things in.
Yeah.
Right. Because of course, every single person in this world should be confident. Why wouldn't you want to be confident? But then you got to work on yourself to be confident.
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I add
Go ahead, go ahead.
unless you wanted to
No,
wrap?
I was gonna say, we can talk about this.
Okay, I was gonna say, so I notice like a lot of people, or at least myself too, they feel like confidence is like this inner feeling where you're just like, yeah, I can go up there and talk about pretty well. I can go land that interview, I can go do that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't realize when you're building confidence, you're like shaking inside. You're nervous, you got those butterflies. If you go on a date with a girl you really like,
Yeah.
you're not gonna be like I got this. You're gonna be like, ooh, you know, I'm kind of nervous, but I'm gonna keep doing my. Oh, yeah.
Actually, no. No, you're right. Actually, it depends on the belt, right?
Let's just say, okay, this is where
Are you talking about after? More general?
like when
Okay,
you're here. This is what I
Okay.
maybe a little bit. So it's
Go
kind of like when you're building. So that's how I should preface this.
Okay.
When you're building confidence, you're like, okay, I want to be more confident. I want to keep, you know, pushing myself to that next step. You're building confidence, but you're not just gonna be like, oh, I'm confident. You have to keep building it. So like when you say like cold friends, right, the girls, you're gonna say hi to 10 girls, you're gonna be nervous out of your mind, everyone will you never done it before.
For sure.
Or if it's a girl you really are into.
Right.
You know, you're at the gym, you see her a couple of times, you're like, finally is the day, right? I'm gonna go talk to her, right?
Don't be afraid.
Have those,
Yeah.
yeah, don't be afraid, but you're just gonna have those butterflies, they're gonna circle around and, you know, you're just gonna kind of be all over the place. Yeah. But then as you continue in that spot, like when I speak on stage.
Yeah.
Or probably when you spoke in front of students too.
For
You know,
sure.
you're kind of, you have those like butterflies, but then you just gotta, Josh was saying, you gotta like tell them to, you know, in the circle, right? You gotta control that anxiety, that fear, or whatever it is going inside you.
For sure.
You gotta control it to where you're still confident. Even if you're fearful inside. So I know a lot of people would be like, Chad, that was great. I'm like, dude, I was nervous. And they're like, what are you talking about? I didn't even realize. I'm like, dude, I was like,
Yeah.
I was feeling it inside, you know. Like, can you relate to that?
Yeah, for sure. I would say, you know, when it comes to being nervous.
Yeah.
I would say with me, I rarely get nervous.
Anymore, really.
I would say even when I first started talking to women, to girls, I wouldn't really get nervous, even though I would stutter here and there, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, once you truly love yourself, man, when you truly know your worth, you will for sure be like, not to see the back. You can tell yourself that, right? You're pretty much tricking your mind. You're tweaking your mind. You're tweaking your brain, right?
Yeah.
You're tweaking your subconscious and your conscious self to a degree, right?
Yeah.
So I would say, well, once you have that mindset, you can literally go in, say hi to a girl, get her phone number, right back, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's that creep factor that can come into play. It can come into play where then you'll become nervous, right? Because
If you think you're being creepy or
like I would say, you might not even think you're being creepy, but if somebody on the outside is watching you, and that person on the outside has more knowledge and experience and wisdom than you,
Yeah.
it's like, yo, what are you doing? You're telling yourself like everything's being creepy when it comes to talking to people.
cringe or another you're so like, yeah.
Yeah, I might be doing you to a certain way and whatnot. And you might be viewing yourself as, man, I finally did it.
Yeah.
I finally talked to him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, yo,
dude, but
you did, but however, like, you gotta practice your craft. So let's talk about practicing your craft. So anything and everything, yeah, practicing your craft.
I would like to loop around.
Oh, yeah, go
going
ahead.
back to loving yourself, because I think that kind of, I feel like that kind of encompasses the whole idea of voting yourself. What makes you want to vote for yourself is probably like an inner self-worth, love.
Yeah.
You know, you truly care about the person that is sitting watching this video or sitting in this chair right now.
Right.
And you love who you are.
Absolutely.
You don't love everybody else. You love yourself first.
That's
And
the
then you love-
first.
Yeah, it's like I think you've mentioned this before
Oh,
about like flowing your or overflowing your cup, right?
Yeah.
If your cup is empty, if you have a cup that you want to give to other people, or you want to do things in your life, if your cup is dry, there's no love in it, there's no self-worth in it. How can you go and add value if it's empty? So it's like if you fill yourself up with love, support, working on yourself, great association, you can probably add something to it.
oh, absolutely.
But it's like, okay, now that it's full, now that you're good, now you can go out there and you can actually start doing stuff. You can make moves. But you gotta love yourself first. If you don't love yourself, you're gonna try it and then fail and then be inclusive
For sure.
or just receive. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, when it comes to your cup being half full or half empty,
You got a water cup, right?
right? I would say like it's not half empty. It's not half full. It can get so half full though. If someone's there, right?
Yeah.
It's never gonna be half empty though. It's your message.
Oh, good thing.
It's never gonna be half empty, right? Even though I might not have all right. Yeah. If I keep drinking this water, once I finish it, it's okay. I can go get more water. But it was never empty, totally empty, right? It was empty within myself, within my own brain, within my own knowledge, my own awareness, right? Yes, it could be. It might just be empty, as a lot of people, 98% of the population would say it's empty, right?
Yeah.
But why am I still going? Strong.
Yeah.
Right. People think, let's say, you know, that excess energy drink and can you pour some inside my cup and let's make sure it feels like as good as before. So then I can go bless somebody else and go pour their cup. Right?
Yeah.
So for the way I do it, you gotta love yourself first, for sure. You're correct on that. I agree. You know? And at the same time, it's like it's never empty, man. That's a negative mindset.
Yes.
Right? I don't associate with negativity, right?
Because you love yourself.
I love myself.
Yeah. Just you look at your life.
Because I'm voting on myself.
Yeah, you're voting for yourself. So even though this is, let's just say this is what you got, you're like, you know, I'm looking for the positives and what I can do to better things.
For
Not, oh, it's that low. And it's gonna eventually evaporate, or I'm gonna knock it over.
Life's over.
Life is gonna do its thing. It's like, no, you gotta keep going. I feel like a lot of people are stuck in life.
Yeah.
Which is today's day and age. Right, you know,
Stuck in life.
stuck. What was that subject you wanted to bring up after you talked about?
Oh man,
I think we just overjumped.
It's all
We wanted to
good.
put a little mental
it's all
note
good.
check on it.
It's all good, Chad.
Yeah, if it comes back.
Oh, for sure. Everything always comes full circle eventually, right?
Gosh, what was that? It was really good. I was like, oh, I really want to bring that up. I wanted to touch base on self-love. I didn't want the conversation to go to
Oh, no,
self-love,
you're
right?
good,
But I
bro.
wanted to put the note right there.
You're good.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about stuck in life.
Suck it.
Right.
I think it's normal to have that feeling. to get in a rut, you know. Everyone's journey is different. You don't know their backgrounds or the trauma or whatever has happened in their life.
Right.
I think it's normal for some people to get stuck in a rut. Either dead end job, a mental rut, maybe they're recovering from something that happened, right? A lot of people got in a rut. And some of them are still stuck in a rut, which are you because you voted for yourself. There's people out there that didn't know this, or maybe just not plugged in and didn't look at it from this perspective.
Right.
That's what's cool. It's like, I think the whole idea we want to do this podcast, one of the reasons is to have people see it from a different perspective.
Absolutely.
You know, seeing people stuck, even trained in life, it's very heartbreaking.
It can be heartbreaking, right? That's when you gotta come to realization that
There's only one person who can help you.
Yeah.
Another person is
yourself.
yourself. You know, or a God. If you subscribe to that way of thinking, absolutely it doesn't matter. Just if you plug in, but I think that's even still kind of like a loop around to voting on yourself. If you go, oh, I believe in higher power, a religion, a God, whatever. You saying, hey, I'm voting on myself because something else outside of me is voting on me. Right? Like Jesus, right? Allah, a
Mentor.
mentor.
Coach.
Yeah, a coach. They're voting on you, so you should have enough self-love to go and don't people try to better yourself.
You don't never give up, right? Yeah. It's crazy because when it comes to self, when it comes to being stuck in life, we can talk about that too for a long amount of time.
Have you ever been something?
Oh man, plenty of times.
Yeah. Any service level or anything you want to share?
I would say I've been stuck in life. Oh man, when it comes to school, right? So it's when it comes to school, I'm very man.
Yeah.
So yeah, when it comes to school, I would say, you know, there's some people that are studying right now, yeah, but in school, I'm assuming, yeah, making kind of a hypothesis that they're studying in school, right? Yeah, but at the same time, it's like,
you never know.
don't do that, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways,
Starbucks, what? Yeah. Anyway, super derailed that into.
So you go, bro. So today, when it comes to being stuck in life, when it comes to like, for me, when it came to school,
Yeah.
I was always smart on every single subject except for math, right? So I would always be like, man, that's another math course. Man, how am I gonna get through this? Yeah. It's crazy that the Spanish experience back when I was going there, you would have to take a proficiency test in order to graduate from high school, right? Year diploma. It took me 9 attempts to pass my math proficiency test. And I'll for sure tell that story later on. You can get my book on Black Friday. When it comes to math, and when it comes to cheating, I'll just say wasn't ever good at it, man. Yeah, right. There's certain things that we're not all good at, right? Yeah, I'm good at certain things, I'm good at vice versa, right? So I was extremely stuck in life, man, when it came to school because that's all I needed. And then fast forward to college, right? I remember telling my dad, I said, Pops, I'm not gonna go to college, man. I'm not. Even though my parents, I'm a Nigerian man, right? When it comes to school. Every single Nigerian household, you must either go to college for being a lawyer, engineer, or doctor. And what did I do? I went the opposite route. I went for international affairs, like FBI, CIA, Secret Service, ambassador, embassy type things, right? But I didn't go that route, right? I went to the route of the music industry, the entertainment industry, with bringing a lot of artists to the arena with Kenton Allen and turning up. At the same time, I've always had a purpose and a why on what I was doing that route for, right?
Would you say your route for psychic creativity? It's like musicians and stuff like that. I think like connecting, relationship,
Yeah.
friendship,
Yeah,
music, art,
yeah,
enjoyment,
absolutely.
nightlife.
Absolutely. I would say when it comes to that, I would say this. I've always had a big vision when it comes to, not just when it comes to women, not just women, but when it comes to being successful. Being successful at something that is good at, right? When it comes to nightlife, there's music. Always been a dude that knows all about certain genres of music. And I could dance at the same time, right?
I did not know that.
You know, I mean, I used to be dancing with Jeffrey Burnett and my best friends.
I didn't know you.
Man,
I'm still doing this.
so I used to dance a lot, right? I have a whole lot of rhythm right now, right? But I've always had that bigger vision on man. I wonder if we did. I wonder if I could just bring like Chris Brown or Drake, like Bad Bunny and Wizkid, and Shania Twain, Taylor Swift, Toronto Event Center, right? Alesso, Tiesta, and just have a big concert and just set up a place and make people joyful, right? Because the music is huge in life.
I'm a moment.
Without music,
Yeah.
life could be very boring and boring, per se, right?
Totally.
You lost. You lost in sauce, per se, right? Some different kind of ism, right? Anyway,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so I was never stuck when it came to that, but I was always stuck when it came to school and doing all this. Even though I did a bachelor's degree at UNR, International Affairs, minor in cultural anthropology. I wasn't stuck on that route. I was stuck when it came to the math. And then fast forward, right? Every single thing relates to math. You know, we might not be doing some algebra right now.
Yeah.
But everything eventually stems around that, right?
Our society's been pumping.
Everything.
These walls.
Being stuck in life. What about you, Chad? When was the last time you were stuck?
My last.
Was it this morning? Was it today? Was it yesterday? Tell me about it.
Last.
Tell them about
time I
being
was
stuck in life and what you did to get out of that rut, and what they should be doing. They are within that rut.
Gosh, I feel like there's a lot of directions to go. I did bring up the whole April first thing. Where I was like, okay, for this entire month, I'm not happy. I'm not content with the body I have. Right. You know, I had a pretty solid body this time last year.
Yeah.
Once that injury took place, I was down and out for 2 months. And it was interesting because it slowly took working out. Right. It first started with, ooh, that kind of hurts. It was a pinched nerve, right? Sciatica. And so it was like, ooh, that kind of hurts. Okay, maybe I should take it a little bit easier. To, oh, that hurts a little too much. I got to get like jogging, walking, a lot. And then it went to, oh, I can't do squats. I can't do deadlifts. I can't do any leg lifts out or workouts because it would just inflame this.
Right.
And then I got to the point where, you know, it got pinched so bad, I could not think of anything outside of pain. You know, I think I told you I had to go to the hospital. That was like a 3-month stint. And then it was like a recovery.
This is very COVID, right?
This was May last year that it got super bad. April this month last year, that's when it started to slow down a little bit. May was the devastating month, right? And then June, July, August were completely jacked up because that late. And so then September, October, November, December, that's when I got so used to being, I can't work out, I can't do this. So I developed the habit of not consistent. So it was a very perverted negative habit that I had. And then I'd go back to the gym. But I noticed that it was just really jacked up. Yeah, I didn't take it serious. You know, like going back and staying consistent. I felt like it was kind of like an off month for this.
Yes, sir.
So here we are, fast forward a year, it's like, dude, what the hell are you doing? You know? And I've had some like, you know, oh, okay, I slimmed down around like November. Oh, okay, now I'm back to where I am too. That's not.
I'm so
Yeah, but it's just like I was stuck and I still am stuck. And it's just like, you know, I made that conviction, I made that agreement that's like, okay, this month of April, I'm gonna get my shit together.
Yeah.
I've made a lot of mistakes, made a lot of excuses, procrastinated. We're all guilty of it, but I'm owning it. And I'm saying I'm tired of living this way. There's only one person who's to blame for this. It's not my sciatic, it's not my injuries, nothing like that. It's literally me. Because I could have found ways to get by.
Right, to go for yourself.
Yeah. Exactly. You can make every excuse in the book. If you take off your shirt and you stare in the mirror, that's you.
For sure.
There's only one person who can like that. That kind of like going back to your saying too. It's not all about the gym. It's about the diet. It's
For sure.
about what you put in your body. Are you drinking? And so once that injury happened, it's like I became so obsessed with just one thing that happened in my past. I feel like maybe a lot of us do that too. It's like, oh, well, this really bad breakup happened, or oh, my parents did this, or oh, this traumatic event happened.
For sure.
And then you kind of stay stuck in that. Very thankful there's nothing traumatic like that. But it's like I'm letting this one thing set me back on what my weight goals are, what my fitness and health goals are. That's bullshit. It's time to get back on track. So when
Oh,
April
you
came
better.
around, I'm like, dude, I'm so sick of this. I know I'm capable, right? I'm voting on myself, right? And I know I've done it multiple times. So it's like, hey, it's time to get serious. It's kind of just do it.
Right.
So, yeah. So I guess that's something that I'm stuck in.
Yeah.
But since April 1st, and actually before March,
Right.
now I'm on my way.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one area.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So quick
It's
question.
transparent and honest
Yeah.
about
As everybody
where I
knows,
am,
right?
where I am going. Yeah.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like relationships, right? 'Cause I know a lot of guys can get derailed.
Yeah.
And get in their feelings and get emotional. The dudes.
Yeah.
A lot of dudes can get very emotional,
Attached.
right?
Yes.
To the point where they end up not voting on themselves to the point where they start gaining weight.
Yeah.
So how do you think what do you think about when it comes to guys gaining so much weight, right? Within their relationship. In their relationship, they're just out of shape, out of condition.
Yeah.
To the point where their own lady is wondering, like, man, can you please like be a man and go work out a little bit?
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of dudes they get so comfortable. Yeah. Right. And it's you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say it's granted, I don't know if I have much experience on the subject, but I would say it's more so just like you're comfortable, like you lock down a really cool partner, she's happy, you're happy, you're both happy. You guys want to do happy things together. So it's hey, let's go eat popcorn at the movie theater. Let's go out to multiple dinners. Let's cook
Let's
at
go
home.
Bruce Chris.
Yeah, like let's do a whole bunch of comfortable habits, you know, and you don't really care about your body as much because this person unconditionally likes you.
Yeah.
And you unconditionally like her. So most times both of them get a little bit.
For sure.
And then that's what's really cool is like they can look at each other and be like, gosh, like you know, we're both kind of chubby. They can joke about it.
Yeah.
But then they turn that and they flip it into a let's get fit together this year.
Okay.
Let's get fit together before the summer. It becomes like a goal that they can both work toward.
Right.
And everyone's different. Sometimes the guy's just like, no, I'm just gonna buckle down, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
With and without on board. She'll do the same thing. But it's really cool when I hear those stories because I hear them a lot,
Yeah.
right? This is working with a lot of couples, so we hear that a lot.
For sure.
So it's like, oh, they're both like, yeah, we're gonna get fit and stuff. And then they do it.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. So I think it's just maybe just getting confused. You know, getting stagnant.
Okay.
Or maybe like a lot of times it's the holidays, it's the
Right.
winter months because you don't want to go outside in the sun, you don't want to go jet ski with Tahoe, you don't want to go for a bike run, et cetera, right?
Right.
So I think you kind of just settle and then you got to keep in mind, it's like, no, I got to keep going.
Right. Okay.
You know? And just realizing that, you know, maybe for you, the gym is the focus right now.
Right.
You should always be concerned about your health. You
Absolutely.
should not let the trickery of food get over you. Because a lot of people think like desserts and sweets and things that taste good are really good because you get that dopamine. I saw a little short yesterday that says like that is a big trick. It's a trick you to think like, oh, that dopamine, that excitement of eating that food right there
Right.
is just everything. But then the repercussions. So the real thing is to eat something that's not bad, but it's something else important, something that's not as delicious, right? Like a salad
Okay.
with light dressing.
For sure.
That sounds really boring. Some chicken, maybe some steak.
Right.
Who wants that? Normal, right? In our society, in American
Right.
society.
Right.
But it's like, no, you eat that, not for that good beneficial feeling that you get right there.
Yeah.
So for after,
For sure.
because when you look in the mirror, you're like, salad's doing work.
Yeah.
Eating healthy, making smart choices are doing the work.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, does that kind of bridge on
Oh,
what you're
absolutely.
talking about? Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because like what I've noticed,
I'm
right?
guilty of these things too. Like I'm not trying to preach and say like, oh, I
For
don't.
sure.
I mean,
For
yeah,
sure.
like
We're all guilty of
we're all guilty of that.
Absolutely. We're all guilty of in relationships, right? I can get kind of comfortable in
Yeah,
to the point like
you're not in the hunt anymore.
let's just go eat.
Yeah.
Let's go to Joe Bob's chicken joint here, you know?
Yeah.
Let's go get some, it's Roadhouse, their bread and dip, right?
Oh,
But
gosh.
at the same time, right?
Yes.
It's okay to have these things. It's okay.
Yes.
But you have to be so disciplined within yourself.
Yeah.
Where you can, everything stems back to voting on yourself, right? And everything can extend back to relationships. If you're a single dude or a single woman, okay, it should be kind of get easier. It can be easier to vote on yourself. Or it could be hard.
It's easier when you're alone.
Or it could be, it depends, right? Depends on the person.
See if I can find this one.
Yeah.
Please continue talking. I saw this quote that was on Instagram. It said, "Don't be that guy that works on themselves when you're single." Wow. And I was like, "Damn, that's so true." Because you caught that girl, you caught the attention of the other person because you were exercising, you're fit, you had goals, you were ambitious.
Yeah.
But then when you land her, it's like that becomes your world. And girls are guilty of this too. But it's like, yeah, that's something.
Okay, awesome.
But yeah, it was just like, yeah, don't be that guy. And I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
Worked on myself, landed a girl. Then during the summer, during the fall last year, I became police, right? I'm happy, she's happy. We're doing our thing.
For sure.
Why would I go to the gym? If I'm so comfy.
Yeah.
That's the trick. That's what I probably told myself.
Oh, wow.
No, dude, get your fat ass in the gym. You gotta have like that real talk. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a lot of people need to be hard on themselves. Right. And I already know what I'm saying, what I'm about to say is it might be controversial. It could be about bullying and whatnot. For me, bullying can be a good thing, right? It's okay to bully you can bully yourself if you have this strength within your mind. If your mind is strong and if you truly understand, you truly love yourself,
Yeah.
you know your worth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, shit, get your fat ass, god damn, Captain, get your fat ass in the gym, brother. You are obese, man. All right, for sure gonna see you tomorrow, Kevin, because we live with ourselves 24/7, right?
That's yes.
Right, I'm my own best friend.
Yeah.
You're your own best friend,
Yeah.
right?
You
You
should
live with yourself. You should be. You should be, right? Right.
Yeah.
It's a sad world where you gotta live off the should, could, would have.
Yes.
I don't necessarily go about my life that way. Should, could, would have.
It's too
It's
like
it's to the point where it's when people say like maybe. Oh, I can maybe go there. I can maybe meet up with you, Kev. I can maybe do a business plan with you, Kev. I can maybe,
I said I could make 5:30 today, which was true.
Absolutely.
But see, it's that we knew we're locked in for
Absolutely.
6:30, but then there's
Right.
things do happen.
Things do happen.
But that's totally off. What I-
Right. For sure. And the thing is that a lot of people, they have that maybe ingrained within their minds.
Yeah.
To the point where that maybe becomes
Everything.
maybe, then becomes, the maybe becomes, oh man, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Oh, my alarm didn't go off. Oh, my cat died, my dog died, my this died. They become with more and more excuses, right?
They let them
Man.
maybe banner carry them.
And it can be so detrimental within your own life.
Yeah.
It's literally you slapping yourself mentally.
Yeah.
And you wonder, like, man, I wonder why I'm not doing this. I wonder why I'm not this. I wonder why, man, I could be doing this and that. And next thing you know, you die.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're a very 6 feet deep, right? And you start questioning yourself, oh man, shoulda, coulda, woulda.
And who's that
Man.
person you left in memory? Is that
Right.
the guy that maybe could have made it to your best friend's wedding, the guy that maybe could have done this, maybe could have done it, maybe could have started that business that could have helped a lot of people. Man, that is terrible.
It is.
That is terrible. Right. That's why kind of sort of looping it back to the enemies. That's what's gonna make that shit. So I think it's really gonna be.
Yeah.
If I was on that outside perspective,
Right.
you know, looking at myself in a different angle,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, I'm me.
Mm.
That guy that says, and then I would be like, it's I don't want to be. I want to be that consistent, strong people that you can rely on and
But I just have to get it.
Get you.
bro.
I never rarely say that phrase.
Yeah.
Everyone else around me, my jobs, everybody says that about me.
That's how you should. They should respect you. That's how you should be respected.
I had a guy apologize twice. He's like, Chen again. He's like, please, little kid.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
Anyway, right?
Yeah.
So everything that we've been talking about, you guys, literally goes back to voting on yourself. You have to vote on yourself, man. If you don't,
Don't be
it's tough. Nobody will.
Nobody will.
Nobody will. Nobody will.
Nothing will change unless you vote.
Not a man will change your life, man.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, you're gonna be old, fat, obese, and wondering like, man, wonder if I can go outside and get that sexy girl on Instagram. No, buddy. You cannot get that girl, man.
Yeah.
You're obese, you'll take care of yourself.
She ain't looking
You see,
for that.
yeah, you see what I'm saying when it comes to like bullying can be good, but it depends who you're talking to first, right? And it
Yeah,
depends on
there's
certain people's circumstances.
And I would say too, like the biggest thing is their love behind that. It's
For sure.
where it's like, dude, what the hell
For
are
sure.
you doing? I love you. But what are you doing? You know, instead of just, what the hell are you doing? Because it's like, whoa, like
Yeah,
when you're like, no, I'm saying this because I actually live with him.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's different.
oh, for sure,
It's different.
for sure.
Yeah.
You know, it may be like this, maybe the stuff in life that wondering, man, how can I do better in life? The reason why I keep on bringing up relationships, right? Because a lot of people nowadays, they talk about relationship advice and male advice and woman this, woman that. Dudes blaming women.
Yeah.
For their own intricacies. I don't know if I've said that right. They're all getting, you know what I'm saying? It's to the point where a lot of these dudes are bashing women, right? And let's look. I see where men are coming from. I see where women are coming from. But however, these women are correct when it comes to these dudes now about how soft they can be, right?
Yeah.
And like, if we can literally take like a 2-minute walk to the gym right now, chat, and just walk around and see how dudes are reacting and when they see a gorgeous woman, barely wearing anything, right? Doesn't matter what the girl's wearing, man. Fucking is sick.
Yeah.
Stop being weak-minded, man. Don't.
Yeah.
You're at the gym to work on yourself, buddy.
Yeah, don't sell yourself for sex.
Right.
Don't sell yourself for that instant gratification. Or you know it, in like your 30s, you're like, that was kind of a waste chasing the payoff.
And then you never got
Never
said
leveled up.
sex. You never got nothing.
You probably never got the sex, but then you also never leveled up in your 20s. And all the other areas of life you should have. So you're like, oh, I kind of wasted my 30s. I've been around.
Right.
Time to fix things.
And you need to vote on yourself.
Start voting on yourself. You
Right.
can change it. You can be 45.
Doesn't matter
Doesn't
what
matter your age. You can wake up tomorrow and change the direction of your life.
Absolutely.
You know, what's today? Like after watching this, after we get up from these chairs,
Right.
we can both make conscious decisions to be like, what's the bad we're going to be?
Right.
Oh, I can do this.
Right. Absolutely. You know, and the thing is that a lot of guys nowadays, man, they really like personal development. And they don't have a plan. They don't have goals. They don't have dreams.
What hurts me the most is when I ask people that I have an affiliation from, right? All different walks of life, different levels of that. I go, hey, what's new with you? Oh, nothing, same old, same old.
Nothing. Same thing.
Ooh. And I'll like kind of push them, but like, okay, come on, there's gotta be something. And then they'll dig deep and maybe they actually pull out something, and then it's actually really cool that they share it. Or they're actually being legitimate. They're like, nothing.
Right.
I literally did nothing different. I did my same routine I did the last 4 years. Ooh,
That's crazy.
ooh, you sure? You sure you can like keep doing it? Like it's totally cool. If you want to park it,
Right.
I get it. Sometimes life is kicking you down.
Right.
Do that, but do you want to stay?
Right.
It's been 4 years. You kind of go back to your saying 6 feet under. You want that to be your legacy, your person that you're leaving in the memory of everybody. Ooh. Yeah.
And that